We have specific questions for the president's son. He does not get to dictate the terms of this subpoena.
He said his father was not financially involved in the business. And I think that qualifier, the word financially, is important because once again, it shows another change in the story. First, it was no involvement. Then, no, I never talked to anyone. And then we find out about the dinners, the meetings, the phone calls, and everything else. Now it's, oh, he wasn't involved in the business financially.
He wasn't involved financially, except, you know, he made out pretty well financially in the same time frame. Pretty remarkable stuff. Mark, you're, you know, a longtime federal law enforcement official and all that good stuff. This all works pretty well, does it?
Yeah, first, I have to foot stomp on something, Chris, you said. I mean, he starts off by saying the MAGA Republicans for 6 years have done nothing but a campaign of impugning his character. Come on, we know he's blown millions of dollars on blow, right? We know, I mean, he's an admitted prostitute, you know, paying, Russia prostitute paying. We know he's about ready to plead guilty to tax evasion and illegally possession of a gun. He fought while he was making millions of dollars. He was saying he didn't have money for child support. What part of his character have we impugned? What part is not accurate? And then this is what I want to see. So we know Steve Bannon and we know Peter Navarro. All 140 pounds of Peter Navarro, 72-year-old man, was arrested while at airport, while the FBI knew he was going to a conservative talk show, and he was arrested in front of the public, in front of everybody to humiliate him, to send a message. So if we don't have a two-tier system of justice, then what we should see is a very public display of Hunter Biden being arrested.
Yeah. I mean, and you're talking about the fact that if for being held in contempt of Congress, it's a mandatory minimum sentence of at least 1 month in jail. It'll be interesting to see if that actually moves forward. I know Jim Jordan mentioned that they are going to move forward with these contempt proceedings. But look, I think I got to tell you, I cannot believe that Hunter's lawyer even let Hunter give that victim type speech. I think it would have been smarter to have the lawyer do it. I think no one can feel sorry for Hunter when you know that he has made millions of dollars off the Chinese, our foreign adversaries. It just does not work. I think it actually starts to come up with even more questions that I think the congressmen are going to have on Hunter Biden and Joe Biden's involvement based on just what he said today.
Yep. Daniel Lippman, what's this going to look like on the front pages tomorrow?
Well, I think he is probably going to be on those front pages. He wants to make a splash. He wants to defend himself. In the last few months, he has filed numerous lawsuits to try to clear his name. What I also think is interesting is that he offered to testify publicly and said, hey, for 6 years, they've been asking, where is Hunter? And he said, here I am. And yet the House Republicans want to do a private, behind closed doors deposition,
Daniel, which is the process,
instead of a public hearing where they might be embarrassed if he comes full-throated out.
This is the process, though, Daniel, and they use it for Weiss. They used it for him, and the reason why, because that's more of a deposition form where lawyers actually get involved and actually get to ask substantive questions rather than the theater of a public hearing. And you heard Comer, you heard everybody on the Republican side, that once we go through the normal process, right, of a behind closed door hearing, that we will have a public hearing. And the last time that I checked, the law says that the person being deposed doesn't get to dictate. The Congress gets to dictate.
As he's in clear violation. What we've seen with these depositions is that they try to kind of weaponize snippets and
the Democrats,
the Democrats did that
I agree.
the
The Democrats do that. I agree with you on that.
During the January 6th committee, there was no question the Democrats did that. In fact, they took selected footage from J6 and would not put everything out and
they also
created
had
that narrative.
powerful hearings in public, too, where you had Cassidy Hutchinson and
with
others,
propaganda, because it was very much focused.
What happened on January 6th.
But it was with very selected clips, with the one specific narrative, and it raised a lot of questions when now you've seen more and more of the footage coming out.